What's happening? I'm in 64 Josh, and it's very early. It's early. It's 6:31 in the morning to be exact, and we just watched the Pokemon Presents, and they told us all about Pokemon Unite. I got Nightcrawler with me from the podcast. You guys probably recognize Nightcrawler. How you doing, man?
Hey, how's it going?
Oh,
Probably coming at you.
good.
In the morning, in the AM.
Yeah, very early. Very early. We're doing this live on twitch.tv/N64Josh if you want to catch a live stream. And fun fact, the stream just had me sing a Celine Dion song from Titanic, so that was a thing. Thanks for that, chat. But Pokemon Unite, I'm just gonna have the trailer or the presentation playing in the background. Were you expecting this, Crawler?
I mean, so you had prefaced it right before the stuff came on that Nintendo hadn't even retweeted it, which seems a little bit weird now after the fact because it is a phone/Switch cross-play game, but they're their kind of own thing that does stuff with Nintendo sometimes and without Nintendo other times. So I mean, no, I mean you had kind of. I thought when you had said at the very beginning that maybe it was a new card stuff, and the amount of clips that we're seeing right now of kids playing the Pokemon card game, like I thought you were right, and then we got a MOBA pretty much.
Yeah, we did. I mean, MOBAs are huge, right? Like League of Legends is one of the biggest games on Twitch. Just a massive following. I know Smite does fairly well. You know, the Switch already has Arena of Valor and Smite.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, Pokemon just has that pull. I don't know a lot about MOBAs, right? I don't play League of Legends. Watching the gameplay that we saw during this presentation, it seems like it's fairly simple. But they made it very clear that you're going to need teamwork. And the presentation they made it sound like they showed it off like it was like an eSports experience, which excites me because like I feel like as far as like Nintendo stuff goes, you've got Smash, and then you've got Splatoon. That's, you know, it has an okay scene, but it's not huge. Pokemon has the power to make something like this pretty huge.
Yeah, but it's also, I think, the power of Tencent behind it that is driving the factor there, because Tencent is all about making money. Not that all companies aren't about making money, but Tencent especially as a mobile developer and what they do, I think they might be the one, like the biggest complaint with Smash, and I mean Splatoon has a much even smaller esports presence than Smash, but the pro Smash scene, their biggest complaint is the fact that Nintendo doesn't put money behind their esports. And maybe this with Tencent behind it a little bit, is bad or good as that may be, I guess, depending on what side of the coin you're on. They might put money behind it and make this a real thing. You never know. I don't know how super like strategically it could be, or competitive, like how casual or hardcore it's going to be. We'll see. So they didn't really give us much of a window on when to expect it, but I guess the same could be said like last week about Pokemon Cafe Mix, right? Did they give us a release date for that, and then it's out today? Like, I don't know if they said a release date, so maybe they're just kind of being stealth about it all.
They did. They said it would be out in a week. They said you could pre-download now and then it would drop in a week. But I want to see him go all in on this. I want to see them get the
roster should expand, I think, hopefully in the future.
Well, yeah, get the roster huge, but like as far as on the marketing side of things, like again, I don't follow the scene at all, but I'm sure there are some, with enough money behind it, they could get some of these League of Legends teams to play this game, show it off, get some of these players to put it on their streams or whatever. Like they could really get this thing if it plays well and it's good. Like They
That's
could
almost proven to be a better marketing tactic to throw millions of dollars at influencer relations than YouTube ads or commercial ads or
TV
anything like that.
commercials. Yeah.
Yeah, because look at, I mean, Apex is, I think, one of the first games that like went so hardcore into the influencer advertising budget, and the success that they had day one with that, and how it has. I mean, they've held on to a decent player base there with that game, but nothing really. They didn't really have many commercials even on digital media for that. It was mainly influencer relations where they brought a bunch of influencers out, they let them play the game early, and then they all had the game downloaded ready to go, and did ad spots like paid advertisement on Twitch and um, YouTube and all that kind of stuff for uh, the game immediately after it released, and it helped quite a bit, especially for a free to play game. When you pay influencers to play it and get it in front of people, and then they don't have to go pay anything to start playing that game, because it as per Nintendo, it's a free to start game. So as long as it doesn't cost you anything to initially download it and try it out, they'll at least get the downloads and get it in front of some people. And an attachment rate, they've seen the numbers on how it works from there, and as long as they get it in front of you, then they can maybe keep some of you there.
I think one of the hurdles they're going to have to deal with is the fact that it's coming to Switch and mobile, right? Because that automatically, I think in some people's minds, probably like kind of discounts it, or it's not a PC title, it's not coming to other consoles, and so can a MOBA hold up well enough on a Switch and mobile? And then the other thing is, if they're really going to take this like into the esports scene, is there going to be LAN options available?
Mm-hmm.
It's another question.
Or the smart play, the smartest play, if they're gonna take it into full esports, is just do. Smite has made it found. I don't know if Smite is mobile as well, but Smite has found a way to be on Switch and be on Xbox and be on PC. I think they would maybe be smart to release a build on PC and just let it, because then you can have more customization options for tournament people that want to put it together, and then also that maybe you can bring in the bigger MOBA crowd with League of Legends, and what's the other one? I'm drawing a blank.
Dota.
Dota. Yep.
So Apple and chat saying there is a mobile game called Vainglory, which is very successful, and I have heard of that. Pitt is asking how similar this is to Arena of Valor. It's 5v5, and I played very little of Arena of Valor, but it looks like you're just working your way. The way the gameplay is you go out as your Pokemon, you try to catch more Pokemon, and then you level up as you're out in the battlefield, and then you can fight the other team. And then I don't know exactly, like, I know, are they taking over the other team's points? Is that how? Or
so I think there's neutral. It seems like all the plates except for your home plate are neutral at the very beginning. You have to catch wild Pokemon to have a Pokeball to take over a new plate, I think. And then from at the very end, they talked about a team destroying another plate so you couldn't heal. So I'm assuming you can destroy plates if other teams have taken them over, but I don't know if that just puts it back to neutral, or if it destroys it completely and you can't then or if like the new team can capture it over. I don't know. But like on most MOBAs, you have there's a midpoint, and then everything working your way towards other team's home base is towers to destroy. So I don't know. Maybe, who knows how this will exactly play out, but it looks like most of the field is neutral at the beginning. You have to capture the wild Pokemon to then take over a plate, and then you can move forward from there. And it seems to be point based, and you don't have to make it to the enemy. Like a MOBA game doesn't end until you destroy the enemy's base. But this is mobile and seems like more of a shorter experience, so I think it's on a timer. So, and that's why you get points based on plates you're taking over from the little bit of gameplay we've seen so far. So I don't, and the points double in the last minute. So it definitely is timed. So maybe it's a more bite-size kind of experience than a 45-minute to an hour-long MOBA game.
Right. So watching this play right here. Now I don't have the volume up, so I can't hear the commentators. But if we, as the game watched right here, they're standing on that and they completely destroyed that point.
Okay, so it goes away then.
So yeah, it looks like it's gone. So it looks like you can take out the other team's points and then.
I don't know if you lose out on those points though, or if you maybe gain points for destroying. They only put the scoreboard up very little.
Right.
Well, you saw 14 points or whatever.
I meant capture points as far as the.
Oh yeah.
As far as
healing spots and spots.
Yeah. So.
Oh, there's the scoreboard. 173, 172. It was.
Yeah, it was pretty. It was pretty close.
Who knows if that was the real score of that game, because that could have just been movie magic there.
Right. So there you see. It looks like, yeah, they were there long enough. They just took another capture point and destroyed it. So, and then it looks like they're attacking that tower. You can see that that flower cow there was. I don't know what he was attacking. It's so hard to tell, but I see so much potential here. I see eSports. I see community games. There's some things they have to make sure they get correct on this that they did not get correct in Pokemon. One thing they're showing us right off the bat here is 5 players and then 2 commentators. So that means that we may have the ability within the community to have tournaments, which in Pokemon Sword and Shield, in order to stream and do commentary, I don't even think it's possible. I don't even think we can. We've been trying to come up with a workaround right now to be able to do that. This needs to have spectate mode. It needs to have something similar to Splatoon, where you can have 2 extra people in a match that just spectate and can commentate, because that could be that's the whole fun of this. There's another aspect of fun to this, being able to play this game, commentate on this game, and watch people in tournaments, because it looks like it could get pretty hectic. Who knows how much they were acting and whatnot, but they looked like they were having a pretty good time.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's a different style game, and it doesn't seem to have all of the hangups that you and I have struggled to understand on the Pokemon franchise as it moves forward with the very expansive, complicated game of rock, paper, scissors for the 18 different types of Pokemon that exist out there. This is just straight damage and attack. There are no type advantages in this game style, so it'll be fun.
So my question is, and I don't know if we saw if there was any shinies running around on the battlefield, but like, what do you think the monetization strategy is going to be? Most of these games are typically skins.
Yeah, that is true. It mostly is skins. I would hate to say that the roster would come with a paid update, but it might. But yeah, I can't think of many. Like, maybe you buy the shiny version. I don't know.
Well, I mean, Pikachu's got lots of costumes.
Like, I guess there's different region skins as well for some of these Pokemon. There's like Galar region and where did Sun and Moon take place? I think, don't they have some different region type Pokemon? We're the worst people to be talking about Pokemon stuff, but
he's not wrong.
But there's the different region versions of Pokemon, but who knows? Because the roster is, I think, fairly. What does it look like? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like 10 different Pokemon. So maybe each side has different
well,
no, maybe not.
The Mr. Addy says different regions change types, which could also change moves. They did say at the beginning that no player has an advantage over like, none of the characters are like have an advantage over another character. And actually, I just want to backtrack just a second here. Did that it looks like that Pikachu may have had a mask on that he's wireframing up right there, but I don't know. It's hard to say. It's really early on in the development there. But the thing I'm wondering if they just say, hey, here's your base Pokemon, and we're just going to start selling. I mean, what if they sold them like cards, and it was like, if you get double, maybe you can throw it into some kind of
that is that, you know what, you just saying that right there, that's how they're going to expand the roster, and that's how they're also going to monetize it. There's going to be a way to purchase additional stuff with in-game currency that you can earn by playing the game, but then there's also going to be a premium currency that you can purchase and or buy packs directly to increase either. I don't think there's going to be in-game kind of bonuses or whatever that you can get, because they said that that wouldn't keep the game balanced, but some kind of, you earn in-game currency for winning or participating or doing something, or your daily login, and then there's going to be a premium currency, and then that's how they're going to expand the roster for sure. So you have a way to earn it in-game if you want to, but you also have a faster path if you want to just pay to unlock it.
I wonder if it'll be like the cards, where it's like, here's a super rare, if you buy this pack, you get the chance of, kind of like they do with like a Mario Kart Tour, right? Where it's like you spend the 50 in-game currency, or you can buy those same question mark blocks or whatever they are, and then you kind of see what you pull. I'm wondering if this is going to be similar, and they'll be timed exclusives. That's like, hey, save up your stuff for this, because Hoffman's is definitely a gacha style mechanic. And I mean, if they're fair about it, it's not like, sometimes I don't mind throwing a little bit of cash at these things, especially if we're going to end up spending hours and hours and hours playing it. But like a game like Fire Emblem Heroes, I've never spent a dime on it, and I just log in daily and grab my orbs. I'm sitting at over 500 orbs in that game. So if a character shows up that I want to try to get, I can spend a while trying to unlock it. So hopefully it is one of those things that if you just put the time in, or do you think they could do season pass style?
They could. I mean, Nintendo hasn't done a ton of that, but this is also, doesn't seem to be a lot of Nintendo involvement. It seems to be Pokemon Company and Tencent and whatever other studio Tencent employed or whatever to do this.
The question I have is like, what's going to be the tax depending on which system you're on? Are you if you're playing on Switch, are the prices, see, it says in-app purchases available. Will the prices be different? So Apple gets its cut, and Android gets their cut, Nintendo gets their cut. Like, that's what I'm a little bit curious about too. I know, like on Twitch, even just to get subs and stuff, it's different if you're on mobile, if you're on.
Yeah, it's cheaper. It's cheaper to do everything through Twitch on desktop.
Yeah. So, well, Pokemon Unite. We're gonna talk about this more on tonight's podcast, but you guys got a little sneak peek of tonight's show. The Nintendo Powercast. We're live tonight at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, twitch.tv/N64Josh. Let us know what you think of this game in the comments, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye now.